Hey, what's up? I started this blog to tell people about, addiction and whatever, the after effects, the recovery part of it. Yesterday I left off and I was talking about, rehab and getting out of rehab and how the first 6 months is the hardest. It's like you go through these different stages every month, every 2 to 3 months, really. Like the first 90 days. First 90 days is a bitch because, like, around 90 days, you lose your mind. You just are stupid, and so many different things are going on in your head, and you're not right. Like, I just remember not being myself, not feeling like myself, not liking what I felt like. None of that stuff, I just kept praying and asking God to let me be me again. There were a lot of times that, like, my triggers come from nowhere a lot of times, especially the first, say, I don't know, they probably quit around 4 months clean, and I'm sure I still do it sometimes and don't even realize it, but when I want to get high, I get pissed for no reason. I'm just in a shitty fucking mood. Like, it's just like, I'm mad as hell. And it's because I want to get high. That's one of my cravings. When I get mad at a situation, it really tries me. For instance, like the DUI class that I had to take, I was putting every dime I had into it, and I had to walk to and from it because, well, I could have taken the bus, but it was longer on the bus than it would to have had to walk. And twice they sent me back to take assessments after I had started the class. And the last time, I was like, I was done. I had taken my last class. They'd put me in this woman's group and made me do 4 extra classes. And then when I got done with my last class, the woman wanted me to take another assessment. I don't know. I guess she felt like, I don't know. I guess she felt like she didn't want to give me a driver's license. But I got so pissed in between the waiting time of, am I going to have to finish, am I finished with this class, or am I going to have to take more, because I didn't have any more money. I'd already dished out $640, which isn't that much money, but it's a lot of money for me to come up with. 4 months of my time, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to leave at 7:30 to be there at like 9:30 because it took forever to walk. I didn't have to leave that early, but I had to leave like an hour earlier, just to walk. And I got real sick and tired of this woman jerking me around, and that day I was just pissed, and she tried my sobriety, and it pissed me off even more because, she made me so mad that I had panic attacks, and I can't take anything for them. So she made me want to fucking take a Xanax really bad. I wanted to get high. I wanted to give up. I wanted to say fuck it, because I had tried so hard, and it makes no sense. You try so hard and then you want to give up, but that's how that's what happened with me. I don't know about other people, but that's what happened with me. And I'll never forget that day. I mean, it was like the strongest fuck it I'd had ever since I had gotten clean. And I'm in the shower, and I felt like this battle. I felt this battle between good and evil going on in my heart. It was weird. I could feel it pushing back and forth. And I just kept praying, and I kept praying, and I kept praying. And eventually, I just felt, the bad part just go away. And it was really weird, really weird. I mean, there was something going on in my heart that wasn't emotions, it wasn't feelings, it was something bigger. And I had been wanting a cross necklace for a long time. I mean, a couple years I've been wanting a cross necklace. And that day my friend came and picked me up to take me to go talk to this man about the assessment. And turned out he gave me a drug test. So if I would have said fuck it, I would have failed that drug test and I would have screwed myself. And he told me that if I would have told him I went to rehab, because I didn't tell him that. I lied to him when I went and took the very first assessment. And then the second assessment, I left out rehab. And then the last time I told him I had been to rehab, and he was like, well, I would have still only given you 40 hours because you went to rehab. Dummy me. That's why you don't ever lie. I've learned a big lesson. That's the only thing I've lied about since I've gotten clean, and I learned a big lesson there. But on the way to work, he stopped by this little Christian bookstore thing that had everything, books and coffee mugs and necklaces, everything, little Christian store. And he told me to pick out a cross that he was going to give it to me for my 6 months, which was, just a really big coincidence. I felt kind of like maybe I earned it, I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, That was the first time I really felt like giving up. And that's kind of the way, my simple way out, I can only tell you how I deal with things as an addict, and that's how I deal with them. I give up, and my giving up is me going and just getting completely fucked up and not caring. But, I made it through, and I'm still clean, which is really cool. That was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe, something like that. These cravings that we get, they come out of nowhere, and you have to really be strong enough, really to want it enough to make it through it. You can't give in. It's a fight. It's a daily fight for us. It's little things like riding in a car completely sober was hard for me because I was completely aware of everything, and I was aware of the person's driving, I guess, and I just would jump all the time. And I didn't even think about that being part of me being sober until me and my best friend were talking on the phone last night, and she was talking about how her mom scares the shit out of her when she drives, and that she doesn't, she's never cared before. And I started thinking, I was like, I went through that, where I was scared of riding in a car, meeting new people, just talking. I couldn't be myself, because I was always on Xanaxes, which, relaxes you, and dope, for me, it relaxed me. So there was a part of me that, I don't know how to explain it really. When you're sober, you feel like something's missing, because for so long you've had something else there in your mind, I guess, and the feeling of your body. Because to me, it's not like, I like the feeling my body gets when I get high. I like that feeling, and it makes me feel normal. Being sober isn't my normal. So that was, weird to get used to. Being sober, period. I mean, like, having sex for the first time sober, that's weird, because you care a little bit more about little things. And I guess my self-esteem when I was out on the street, of course my self-esteem was shot because of the situation I was in. And, I gained all this weight in rehab, and my face was all broke out. I mean, it still kind of broke out, but it's better. I felt horrible about myself. So having sex for the first time sober, the first like 3 or 4 times sober, and still probably to this day, but I don't do it very often, so I don't know, and that's one reason I don't do it very often, because it makes me just feel weird, doing it sober. And I guess it's, goes back to that feeling normal thing, how you feel about yourself, feeling good about yourself. The only time I could feel good about myself was when I was high. All these daily lives, like, your normal daily life things, getting up in the morning, your daily routine, mine completely changed. Instead of getting up every morning and getting my tools out and having to mix shit up. I mean, before I even went to the bathroom, I was shooting up because I couldn't make it to the bathroom without shooting up. That's how weak I was. But I like waking up in the morning and being able to get up. Like, I'm used to it, but I will never stop appreciating the fact that I'm not sick on a daily basis. I don't have to worry about whether I got money or not, Screw money. When I first got clean, I couldn't even hold money. I was broke as hell. I would come across $20, $30, and I would go out and I would spend all of it. I would buy as many packs of cigarettes as I could with it. I would do whatever with it, because if I had money, I was going to get high. Like, money, it burnt. Like, it was just a weird feeling. Like, I couldn't hold on to money. I had to get rid of it, and it's taken a little bit of time to get used to having the money, but I can put money in my wallet and keep it there, and only spend it on things that I need without sitting there thinking, oh shit, man, let me get a bag, let me do this. I can hold on to money now, but for the first 4 months, I couldn't. There's so much more into recovery than anybody ever talks about. You have to change. Everything changes about you. The way you think, the way you act, everything changes. Nothing is the same anymore. And that's kind of why I'm doing this blog, so people understand it's not just about staying clean. It's a journey in finding yourself. But it's a good journey. You'll be surprised if you can do it. I know I'm surprised. I got a driver's license now, which I haven't had in 7 years. And I get to see my kid every other weekend, who I hadn't seen in 2 years. My mom and I's relationship is still kind of non-existent. Like, we talk, we get along, but there's still that tension there. And I guess that, it'll work itself out, I guess, But it's really all I got for today.